The next update's going to have the balance patch, which also means that we're getting a new ML5E. For anyone who hasn't been keeping track, every single time we get a balance patch, we also get an ML5E with it, sometimes two. The notes are going to be out in like a few hours, though I was going to put this out like last week, I just got busy. Anyways, let's take a look at who is going to be getting, or potentially getting, the ML5E. First things first, let's take a look at which units are getting buffed, because for the past few balance patches, one of the ML5s that's in the buff notes also gets an EE in the same patch. So we have Apocalypse Ravi, Architect Laika, and Zio. APOC, she's losing her crit chance, getting Penres, and the timing of her healing plus CR push is changing. It's after being attacked instead of when getting attacked. This is kind of bad because the way this reads is now her healing and CR push happens like after debuffs apply instead of before them, which could be kind of annoying. Stuff like Restrict or Unhealable. And then the other thing is the Penres versus crit chance. I don't think this is that big of a deal because changing crit chance to Penres is theoretically better. The problem is, what is she Penresing, I guess, because Frost is just going to seal her. And there's like the stuff that she's fighting isn't really super pen heavy. Maybe this will be good in the future units or something. This is nice. She gets S3 reset when an ally dies, and also she gets War God, which gives her 50% def pen on the next hit. This is just straight up better. Like, the stacking thing when somebody dies is worse than resetting your skill cooldown every single time and also getting the 50% pen res. Though this is assuming that like it's not your entire team getting one shot. In that case, they're like, you insta-stack 3 times and you're the only one left. Right now, this unit's honestly not used at all. Also, like, she gets the crit chance imprint, which is really nice because this was completely useless. This unit is like not used at all. So like, it doesn't matter if these buffs are good or bad, honestly, in the sense that they can't make her any worse. I feel like these buffs are kind of underwhelming, though, in the sense that she still has some very clear issues. You can kill the entire team and then kill her. Like, an ally dies, she gets her S3 reset, and then what? She doesn't do anything. Like, she CR pushes a little bit when you hit her, sure, but you can just kill her, especially with how high the damage is in the game right now. Penres does make her immune to stuff like Straze and some other pen units, but there's plenty of ways to like kill her. This actually helps her against Architect Laika, who also got buffed in this patch. But yeah, I think these buffs are like, I think they're good. It's just definitely could use a little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised if she ended up getting the ML5 EE. If they give her also a crit chance EE, that would give her 12 crit chance. So with an SSS APOC, you would have 28.8% crit chance, 16 plus the 12 from the EE. That would basically give her 30% crit chance back. So that could be a reason they left off the crit chance imprint, or the crit chance from S2. I think a really funny potential EE for this unit would be to give her CR push when an ally dies. So then her S3 gets reset, she pushes up, and then she gets to use S3. I think that might be a little bit broken, honestly. She'd be kind of insane anti-cleave in that case. There's definitely some really funny options. That's the one that I'll put down for APOC EE. Give her, I want to say 50% because I like doing 50%, but that's a lot. Give her like 30% CR push or something when an ally dies once per turn. Yep, once per turn. We'll put a little limit on it. Architect Laika, more damage on S1. Free attack buff. She gets an extra turn instead of increased CR push now. She gets increased attack. Oh, she gets immunity too. And then S3, she inflicts Instinction. I don't think she like needs anything. I think these buffs are completely fine by themselves, especially given the buffs to target way at the bottom, where target now decreases evasion by 50%. I'm pretty sure these Architect like the buffs are completely fine on their own. Any sort of E would kind of just be overkill. I don't know what they would do. They could make the Penres 100%, which sounds insanely broken because her S2 ignores Efrez, but that could be something they plan on doing. That, like, I don't know what else they would do. I think it's unnecessary for her, though. These buffs are just good on their own. Zio, he gets more CR push now. S2 ignores Efrez. I also feel like he doesn't really need anything. I don't know what they would give him. I can't really think of anything that would, like, immediately synergize with his kit. Yeah, I don't know. My vote's for APOC. I vote APOC getting the EE. I think it's either APOC or Zio. I just don't know what they would do for Zio. But I hope APOC gets it. Maybe not with the CR push thing that I said, even though I think it'd be really fun. But here's the full list of ML5s. This is the 3 in the balance patch. This is Ainz, and these are all the units with the EEs already. So I mentioned the past few. The batch was Ruel Sigrid, plus Sigrid got buffed. It was Handguy Sirmia, and Sirmia got buffed. Straze, and Straze got buffed. Spirit Eye Celine, and Spirit Eye Celine got buffed. And then Shu was the last time where she wasn't in that buff patch, but they just gave it to her. And Shu is also an indicator that they are very comfortable giving EEs to units that were already strong, because Shu was already decently used at the time, and then they gave her an EE anyways, just because they felt like it would give her a better spot in the meta against some of the meta picks. So I don't think, like, a unit being good or bad is necessarily going to be an indicator for if they get the EE or not. Here's all the units that don't have EEs, plus these guys, who I really hope don't get an EE, just because they're already good / annoying. There's just a lot of units here. We're not guaranteed 2 E's, first off, because the past 2 we had double, and then this one was single. They could, it's a very small sample size, but they could be ramping up to just be doing 2 E's per patch. RB plus Briar at the very start was 2 together. That was also the first one. In terms of what they could do, they could lean towards the target buff more. I mean, Astromancer Elena, Ranger, could use Song of Stars, though she definitely needs Unseen Observer. Probably not Song of Stars, but they could give her target buff or something. She is very lacking in terms of being an anti-counter unit. In terms of, for, like, because she's just the worst ward. So maybe she could get something. I think she would be a good target. Who else? I'm trying to think of, like, what units could potentially benefit a lot from the target change. Because what if they lean more into the target change? Pirate Captain Flan, I feel like, has some avenues to apply target. I don't know if they want an AoE target applier this fast. I feel like if you're going to make use of the target thing, though, you want it to be on a non-attack skill. So who could potentially do that? I guess Sea Phantom Politis could do that, but that sounds very annoying. Yeah, I feel like there's, honestly, any of these units could get it, and we're not guaranteed. It also doesn't, like, it kind of looks like they're mostly aiming for older units, so maybe one of the ones up here. I don't really have anybody from, like, the section who I feel like I really want an EE on. Maybe Bologna, though I don't know what they would bother doing with her. Anyways, this is just a quick little look at who's probably getting the ML5 EE coming up.